All right, let's go. It's time. What's up, my friends? Welcome. We got a Sunday Bets for Breakfast show. Listen, it's 12:03 p.m. I can't really call it breakfast, but whatever. We're going to roll with it. Got a nice show in store for you. We're going to make a bunch of bets. We're going to talk about parlays, how we keep cashing them. That's back-to-back parlays. Yesterday's show went 8-5. Hopefully today we run it back. Let's dial up the music. Let's get paid, my friends. It's time. Let's go. All right, let's turn off the music, my friends. Let's get to it. We got bets to make. If you had all today, you're inclined to check it out. What website am I using? My website. Why do I use it on these shows? Because it's a betting show. I come on here to make bets. How do I make bets? I use the tool on the website that was built for me to be able to bet. It's very simple, my friends. I've been doing this since 2018 across the internet. Multiple different YouTube channels. This is my third one. This is my second active one right now. Please hit that subscribe button if you are new, and then definitely turn on the notifications. I go live, well, this week, 7 days, Monday through Sunday. Been a great week of streaming. That's the goal. Next week, going to be a little murky. Got some personal things going on. I'll miss a couple days, but I will be live tomorrow morning at the least at 9 a.m. Eastern. So make sure you come back. Notifications on. Subscribe to the channel. If you are on X, like and retweet. Real nice way to get the word out there and what's going on the site and online. Here we go. Game projections yesterday. Back-to-back sweeps, my friends. So here were the top 4 plays on the site. Betting models. We simulate every game 10,000 times, and we simply show the outputs. That was yesterday, and this was the day prior. 4 picks, 4 plays, all sweeps, my friends. 7 of the 8 were straight odds viable. The only one that was not was right here, the Seattle plus 1.5 on Friday. Everything else was in play as a straight bet. I've been using those, the DK boosts, and I'm going to show you today's right now because I got nothing to lose by doing so. If you win money, great. You're going to come back and check it out. If you don't win money, you know what? You're probably going to come back and check it out. I'm going to line your pockets another day anyway. So I'll get you back and I'll get you right. That's the goal. That's what we've done annually for 6 years now for the MLB sports season. This 10,000 simulations model, it is 6 years old. And if you're very smart and in the modeling game, you know that the longer you have one of these bad boys running, the more you're able to fine tune it, the better it'll get, the more accurate it'll be. Every Joe Schmo under the sun right now is able to go on AI and create the greatest model ever. Yeah, good luck to them. This stuff takes a while to really dial in. So, don't have the wool pulled over your eyes. Careful out there. There's a lot of snake oil salesmen. Do what you want with it. You don't even have to sign up for the site. I just want you to go out there and be careful. Just be careful about what you see on the internet, my friends. So we're going to make some bets today. We're going to use the game projections model. We're going to use the player projections. We'll look at all the props. We got a lot to cover within the game breakdowns. You've got player projections, things like that. We've also got them on the site. We're going to spend a lot of time using the positive EV finder today. Math and models is how you win at sports betting. That's all it is. It's math and models, my friends. Yeah, I should say also money. Math, models, and money. You can follow the sharp money. We're going to use this as well. How can we take advantage of, and by the way, it's Sunday, under day. Yeah, you heard it. Huh? You heard a little play on words, right? Well, that's a really sharp pun because guess what? Sunday betting, unders are king. Honestly, you could repeat that Monday through Saturday as well, but Sunday, kind of cool sounding. So you're going to see a lot of things. And look, the sharp money radar. This is essentially going to be like, what are the sharps betting on? Where's the sharp action? How much money on exchanges like Kalshi and Polymarket and Novig and ProfitX? What are they doing with their models, their predictions, their projections, their originated bets? And these are sharp people with deep pockets, and you are essentially just seeing, what are they doing? And you're basically just tailing the best of the best. That's how you use it. And you're going to see an abundance of plays to the under. We're going to go through those today and see if we can find some bangers. We also have the DFS optimizer. This has been really fun to use. It's a little bit different than what the positive EV finder is, which is going to be devigging the lines. That's when you devig sportsbook lines. And then the DFS optimizer, we create sharp odds. Not all sports books are created equal. Your BetMGMs and Hard Rocks of the world are not the same as your Circas, your FanDuels, your Pinnacles, your BetOnlines. So you're going to have sharp odds, which we do a calculation where we weight certain books for certain sports to make our sharp odds. And then you essentially are just line shopping at that point, trying to see where your money will go further. It's like wanting a nice new pair of Nikes on one site, but another site has them for cheaper, the identical pair. You just go where your money's going to go further. Do that long term. You got more money in your pocket, and you're going to make more long term as well. Here were yesterday's bets. Here was the 28th. These were all live on air. We ended up 8-5. There was the 13 of them. That's what we finished as, 8-5 across the board. As you see, I have had a really good start to the website. We launched all this stuff on March 11th. We're in a soft launch. So there's a nice little discount included if you do check it out today, mysparryedge.com. But after that, full price will go up as soon as we get the Parlay Builder live on the site and some other tools that'll be there in the long run. So chat, by the way, I appreciate you. People already popping in this morning in chat here on YouTube at least. And they're saying like, I made 13 units yesterday. Been absolutely killing it with the tool. Model on point. Told a friend to take Memphis to beat the Bulls yesterday based on the model. He didn't. Memphis won. I love that. I just any type of feedback that is unsolicited, unprompted. It's just you all making your little comments there. Incredible. I appreciate that because if I do it, sometimes it can come off like if I'm it's the greatest product in the world, you're like, oh, he's just, sales pitch. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Will it organically happen? I can't tell you it won't. This is still a business, but my goal during this hour or so that I will be live daily is to just line your pockets the best that I can. 290 people watching across the internet right now. I do appreciate that as we're 5 minutes into the introduction. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, turn your notifications on, follow on whatever platform you're watching on. YouTube, My Sparry Picks, YouTube, My Sparry Edge, Twitter, DFS and Donuts. Twitch, DFS and Donuts. Let's go. Up 10.1 units yesterday. Let's go. I love that. All right. If you click on anybody's names, the player cards are going to pop open. By all means, you can do all the research you want in the world here. Up to you. I talked about this yesterday. I'm not entirely in love with doing, trends betting, things like that. Like, I guess in 2026, things are different. You got to be able to shift with you have to be able to pivot, I guess, because the sports betting industry, the space, is an ever-shifting landscape. What worked last year, the year prior, might not work anymore. And the information is so widely available. Things like this are ending up on sports books, like books, your prize picks of the world, like they've got, their graphs, they're showing last fives. If that stuff was what actually made you a profitable bettor, would those apps be putting it in their apps? Like, I just think things are changing with the more widely available information. This stuff's mostly irrelevant. Like, you think these books, these billion-dollar industries, don't have this stuff involved in their models, which start their opening line and then they adjust as the money flows in on either side and they make themselves whole. Like, they know, like, so-and-so is really good on the road during night games when the sun is setting at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Like, they get this. That Saturday nights in Houston, he goes out to, some clubs, and then Sundays are tough for him. Now, like, they know everything. There's nothing you're going to sleuth out and figure out that the books don't know, that these, line setters and line makers don't already have. So, keep that in mind when you're looking at all this stuff. Like, I keep hearing it. It's like people are like, well, Mitch, like, I like to filter out alt lines, and I just bet alt lines. Like, the books know that Jokic at 20 plus points has cashed in 90% of his games this year. Like, they get this, they know this, so they're going to juice his 20 plus points alt line to minus 500, and good luck betting on it. So please just be mindful of it. Inside the player cards, things like this are more important to me. What are the projections? Give me volume based stats, like what are the minutes, the field goal attempts, things of that nature. So do what you want with that information. Again, everybody can cook differently. There's many different ways. There's many different ways to bet. There's nothing black and white, but that's just kind of my opinion. Now, let's take a look at how I would read using these tools. So here's the DFS optimizer. We'll start this way. We'll work our way backwards, and we'll make a parlay for today during the show. Why not? Because we got all the time in the world to do it together on this Sunday afternoon. Nikola Jokic for the Denver Nuggets, under 1.5 threes on Prize Picks. If you click play now, it'll open it up into Prize Picks, which, again, I have 2 strikes on my channel for entering bets on my show, so I can't do that. But you are able to do that on your own. Sorry, just looking at my alerts. I have betting alerts. Not all books are created equal, right? Pinnacle is very sharp for baseball. They're probably the sharpest when it comes to MLB. For NBA, I'd say they're probably second or third behind Circa and FanDuel. FanDuel Sportsbook, I think, is the sharpest for player props. And when you're looking at this list here, FanDuel's at minus 132, Penny's minus 156. I don't care about Hard Rock. BetMGM, definitely not. These guys are not these retail books. The rec books are going to be the ones that are following where the sharp lines are going. So exchanges, I think, are pretty solid to there's another layer to that, and I don't want to get too deep into the weeds here. Knowing the liquidity on those, which that's what the sharp money is for, sharp money radar. But anyways, if you simply are going through here and you're like, well, Prize Picks under 1.5 threes for Jokic against a minus 140 sharp odds, this is pretty solid, 7.6% edge, and you lock that in. So now on the shows, what we do is just this. We go through these tools, and, I set up my filters for the shows. By all means, you can set up your own filters in your own ways. On each and every tool, I give my personal approach. I give my strategy with the helpful hints button. Anytime you click on it, it's going to tell you sharp odds are weighted from the sharpest books. Example, Pinnacle and FanDuel, comparing to the fixed price lines on Pick'em apps. Each DFS app has a meta. Got to stay Stay up to date. I mean, underdog 3.5x 2-pick entries right now are the meta. Like, if you're playing anything different, it better only be discounts and promos elsewhere. But 3.5x, go where the most bang for your buck is. Don't waste your money elsewhere. It's not optimal at the very least. So I give my strategies, my filters I show on the show. I have certain markets I don't bet on using some of these tools. Some others might use those markets. I don't. I have certain markets that I'm using, and you can kind of just pause the screen, at your leisure. I set up a 3% edge or higher, and I go from there. Robert Williams under 8.5 points. Now, again, the player stats, their history, it's totally irrelevant for me. Pinnacle minus 145, FanDuel minus 130, BetOnline AG minus 130. You got your exchanges like Novig, ProfitX, pretty solid here against Washington. That's like the one hiccup where I'd be like, I don't know. Do I want that play? I don't know. It's an under, though, and I do like that. So we've got a nice Sunday play. Dustin May, Tampa, St. Louis. Dustin May, I didn't even know he wasn't on the Dodgers anymore. And guess what? It doesn't matter. That's the beauty of using all of these math, money, and model-based tools. You don't have to know anything about said sports or players. I've been looking for an example here where I open it up and I don't want to play it because Pinnacle, the exchanges, BetOnline, FanDuel, they're sharper books. They don't, maybe the odds don't look good, but Pinnacle sharp, probably the sharpest for MLB in my opinion. FanDuel's probably still up there, second or third. Novig, ProfitX, you got some solid lines there for the exchanges. Like that maybe makes this one a little murky for the sake of just saving some of these things because I'm just trying to get some under my belt so I can show you the live transparency and how they do. There you go. There's another one. Tristan Da Silva under 4.5 rebounds. Draymond Green just popped up as a better play. Let's take a look at it. Again, Hard Rock, BetMGM, Bet Parks is available in like 5 states. Bet Rivers, 18, 20 states. These are soft recreational books. I'm not terribly concerned about them. I'll say this, though. DraftKings, by the way, as soft as they are for NBA, they're actually quite sharp when it comes to MLB. They've done a really good job in recent years. I've read a couple studies on them for MLB, especially for player props. But this is NBA, so it's irrelevant. FanDuel. Now, here's a good example. Let's fade this one and why. So FanDuel, minus 128 odds, the sharpest prop book out there for NBA. They get the heaviest weight inside the sharp odds calculation. Now, the sharp odds is still a minus 137. But again, I have such importance on the FanDuel line itself that this is probably not worth taking. There's going to be better ones. Like when I look at the rest of these plays, a minus 135 on FanDuel, like I'm more apt to take Tristan Da Silva under 4.5 rebounds here than I am Draymond Green over 19.5 PRA, simply because of what it shows on FanDuel, especially when we're starting to compare the sharp odds. So I would fade the Draymond, and I would lock that in. All right. These are some solid examples. Let's move on. We got a lot to do here. Soft books are brutal. I've been telling people for the past, probably 8 months, I'm limited on essentially every book in my state outside of FanDuel and DraftKings. And even those, sometimes I have to get a little tricky about how I do things. Like if I want to get down more than $22 on something, I got to parlay it. Or sometimes I'll put something in, it's like $7 limit. I don't know why certain plays get me 22 versus 7. Yesterday, I was able to put 250 down on the strikeout play of the day. The day prior, I put 250 down on the strikeout play of the day. Today, I was able to put down $50 on the top 4 picks parlayed. Yesterday, it limited me at $10. So I've never been able to identify it, but the FanDuel and DraftKings being the biggest books with the most liquidity, they seem to care the least about what I bet on. But like BetMGMs of the world, I mean, good luck to me. $3 is more than $3 is tough to get. Bet Rivers, it definitely happens. So that's definitely worth another discussion on another show, maybe how to beat limits. I'm happy to go over that another time. Let's go through the rest of these, though. I just want to bang out plays today. It's my goal. We have 450 people tuned in right now. MySpartyEdge.com. Grab that link down below. It's also pinned in chat, my friends. A lot we can do with these tools. And I have fallen in love with 2 things right now for the MLB season. NBA, I'm going to be honest. I wouldn't say I totally fade it, but we're definitely at a time in the season where like I'm pretty uninterested in betting on the NBA. I'm pretty uninterested. I think there's certain things you could probably take, and I would be more interested in inclined to take unders and the longer odds, the better. Like I'm not interested in an NBA play that's a minus 140. I'm not interested in many overs at all. I'm interested in things like this. I think this is a fine example. So you've got $1,800 coming in on Kawhi Leonard, under 6.5 rebounds against the Bucks. I have no freaking clue how many minutes he could be playing today. I don't know what the spread is, but it doesn't matter. How you use the sharp money radar is simply looking at this and saying, all right, very sharp people with their models, their math, their origination have said, hey, this is worth playing. You've got a decent amount of liquidity coming down. Now, the decision you have to make on your own is, am I willing to take a line that potentially doesn't have much of an edge odds-wise against what the sharp action has? And I think that you can approach this in two ways. Number one, you could say blindly, you know what, Mitch, I only will ever take any of these props if I get much better odds than what the sharp is getting. Meaning, if the 108 plus 108 $1,000 on Profit X. And then they're like, I'm only taking this if I can get this on DraftKings or FanDuel, Fanatics at plus 115, 7-10 cents better. Fine. Like make your rule set and go. Like, I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer. I've just been showing you what I'm doing on these shows, and you guys do what you want with it. It's gone well, as you saw the bet tracker, green throughout, except for one show. So today, who knows? It's Sunday. It's it could be scary, could be volatile. Could it hit? I have no freaking clue. Could I get absolutely demolished today? Absolutely. It's Sunday, and I'm on a heater. So, anyways, there you go. You can come here, do what you want with the information. I mean, shoot, you look at the recent games, see how he's been doing, and it looks solid. Well, what about when they blow out other teams and he doesn't play more than 30 minutes? Okay, not bad. Under in 61% of the games this year when he's capped at 30. Hey, the Bucks are rolling over and dying against everybody they play right now. Maybe it's a good play. I'm happy to take that at plus 109. But if you are not happy to take that, because again, you don't get much better odds, then don't bet on it. Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You have full control over what you want to do with this information. Let's look at this. This is a prime example of what I was just talking about. Let's say Jose Quintana, well, I don't even have to pretend, $1,100 is, and it just got bumped. You know what I forgot to do today? Click this pause button while I'm on live show. That won't update things here. Let me see if I can still find him. Did he move up or down? Has he gone out right? He's gone out right. Bummer. That was going to be a great example. Let's see if I can find another one. Well, there you go. I'll tell you this. This is a good example here. If you ever find any place here where you can get a pick'em app like Prize Picks and Underdog, and you get a better implied odds. Now, this is going to, remember how I said you got to stay up with what the meta is? I don't play pick'em. I don't have access to it. But if you run Prize Picks, 3-pick powers minus 118 applied, 2-pick entries on Underdog minus 115 applied, make sure if you are entering on those sites that you are doing the right thing. I saw somebody show me a photo the other day on X, and I didn't reply because sometimes I'm just too tired. I'm going to be real. Like somebody posted a photo. They're like, I keep hitting 6 out of 8, 7 out of 8 on Underdog. The tool sucks, right? They showed me a photo. They were running 8-leg entries on Underdog. Why? I have no clue. I didn't even know you could. Then I sat there and I started thinking about it. I'm like, hold up, man. You're cashing. He showed me 2 photos. A 6. He went 6-2 on his 8 picks he used with the tool. And then 7-1 the other day. Break those into 2-pick entries. Bro went 13-3 out of 16 picks in 2 days. Would have been rolling in it with the 2-pick entries at 3.5x. So I think you, as a sports bettor, I can provide you the arsenal you need to go to battle against the books. I mean, what an analogy. But ultimately, you have to know how to use these tools. You have to know how to play on the sites you're playing on. That comes down to you all. I can't educate all the way down to the nitty-gritty like that. By the way, holy smokes, 533 people tuned in on a random Sunday. We got 150 on the new YouTube channel. Thank you. My gosh. I mean, during the NFL season on my primary YouTube channel, we had upwards of 2,000 people watching live on YouTube for 2 hours for those NFL live shows. We'd have 800 on a Monday and Thursday morning for the Monday and Thursday night football. I didn't think we'd ever eclipse 100 on this new channel for MLB. And today we're looking at 145 on YouTube right now for a Sunday midday live show for baseball. I love my betting community. And yes, I understand part of it is because I'm red hot and I'm cashing out parlays left and right, and straight bets are hitting, and everything we're posting is cashing on the internet. I get it. I just hope that when we have our bad day sooner or later, please don't be today on the biggest viewing. If it happens today, come back tomorrow. The pendulum swings back and forth, my friends. All right? Let's keep moving on. We got a lot of tools. We're simply going through, we're picking a few plays out, and then we'll come back around and we're just going to make a bunch of bets. Okay. So whatever. Let's just look at this one while it's here. These fair odds on the positive EV finder. Give me actually 30 seconds to say hello because I'm seeing a lot of chat. What's up, bro? Hey, it's Fuzz. You made me so much last night. Holy crap. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. You're not my least favorite DGen, man. You're up there on one of my tops. Appreciate you. What's up, man? Good to see you, Zach. What's up, Donuts? Haven't stopped by live in a minute. Discord been killing it since I joined. I love this. You guys are too kind with these things you're saying. Bump the likes for the best morning sports betting channel. Mad Dog, thank you very much for reminding people to hit that like button. I do appreciate it. Plus 10 unit day from MLB, plus 8 units from NBA, 14 units from NHL. That is madness. What a Saturday you had, my friend. Holy smokes. That's amazing. Oh, look at this. Jonathan saying the same thing. Chat, let's get this man some likes today. Thank you so much. Y'all too nice. Y'all too nice. Yeah, that's a great idea, Metal. You know what I'll probably do is I've been working on outlines for evergreen betting strategy videos, like how to beat limits on sports books. Those will probably all go on my primary YouTube channel. I really want to keep this YouTube channel live shows only. Everybody knows that if you are subscribed with notifications onto this channel, that they can get bets in lots of them by simply just tuning into the show. I'll let the other channel be the long form videos, the picks. Guy Santos, one of those guys we've bet on a bunch or in recent memory, continues to score in bunches without Moody. Look at the minutes, 35, 35, 33, projections at 17.8. You're getting great odds on multiple books here. I like this play a lot. On top of that, I mean, look, you're getting a 4% edge if you bet this specific line of minus 120 on BetMGM because the fair odds, remember, fair odds are different than the sharp odds. Fair odds are devigged lines. The sharp odds, those are the various weighted sharp books versus the pick'em lines. Totally different tool, the DFS optimizer versus the positive expected value optimizer, the EV optimizer. So like this, great play mathematically. Again, math for the optimizers, follow the money, sharp money radar, or use the models, the projections. All right. So you got 3 different ways to go about making money using the site. And again, if you just tuned in, yes, I promise we're going to get back to the game models, which a lot of people are obsessed with right now, the player projections, things like that. So OG Anunoby, another great play here. Now, again, like I really usually want to look at, I want to see like FanDuel and Pinnacle, some of the sharper books on here for things. Oh man, it's happening again right when I'm live. What's up? You played for Sparry itself for an entire year on your first day. Yeah, price is going up at some point when we're done making all our tools and fine-tuning them. I'll remove the 30% discount on the site, and it'll just go full price for indefinitely. I have no reason to do anything different. But yeah, there's a nice entry, soft launch entry price point right now, for sure. Am I going to talk basketball lean college? I meant to do it yesterday. Yeah, we can look at, are there games today? I can't even remember. There's 2 games today, right? Or 4 games? If there's games today, you let me know. And yeah, before I leave today, I'll throw up college basketball in each tool. We'll just see what's there. I have no clue. I haven't looked at it in a few days. Now, one thing I forget is I really want to look at. I want to make sure like FanDuel's there, right? And they're just not. And I think what's worse is that when you go to 2.5, there's 5 books there. At 1.5, there's only 7 books. But like no FanDuel, no Pinnacle. So like. Is that a play I'm interested in? Nah, not really. I'll probably pass over it. Jake Irvin here. Okay. I love that this is here. Let's talk really fast. Whenever you get a pick 'em play that pops up on the EV optimizer, the DVIG lines, those are often elite opportunities. Again, player cards, trends, previous history, all of that is fairly irrelevant to me. You can dabble in it if you like, but you have 11 cents differential here. That's 4.1% edge playing Jake Irvin over 1.5 walks. Again, I've paused all my tools here. If anything is not there right now, my apologies, but I needed to do that so that, the show runs a little bit smoother. And, I think actually I just figured it out. When I paused on Friday's show, it actually delayed the opening of the player cards. That just clicked because yesterday's show, I didn't pause it and I was clicking around player cards and everything. Now I think we've identified it. By the way, 600 people across the internet tapped in today. I love y'all, man. I do. I appreciate that immensely. This is nuts. This is nuts. There it is right there. If you're interested, you're like, what's using MySperryEdge.com. Appreciate that. Homie doesn't know what games are going on. No, I don't. I've been betting on MLB and NBA. In my state, I have trouble betting on player props, which I love to bet on. So, yeah, I barely pay attention. I'm going to be honest, man. Like, you don't need to watch sports to be able to bet on them and make a lot of money. Does it help in certain sports? Absolutely. I think that's you can separate fanhood versus betting. I'm going to be honest. You can separate the two. I'll leisurely watch all of the sports for fun, but I don't need to watch them to make money. Don't let anybody tell you differently. I don't know. That's my personal view. Karl-Anthony Towns for the Knicks. Tough game here against the Thunder on the road in this one. What I love about games like this, though, when you are betting overs, you are probably getting an opportunity of running out there for 35, 40 minutes, especially as we're winding down the season, 10, 12 games left. The Stars are going to be out there for a ton as everyone's jockeying for position. I think this makes a lot of sense. I do. I think it makes a lot of sense. So you've got a minus 114 fair odds line here for Karl-Anthony Towns. BetMGM, as usual, Hard Rock down there in Florida and wherever else it's available. You get really good odds here, 4% edge. I don't need to look at how he's been doing statistically. It's irrelevant to me. That's one worth tracking. Again, certain books are more important for me to use than others. I forgot. Jake Irvin, we're going to look at the walks line. Not only has it done well, statistically speaking, trends-wise, it's been a really good play. Our projections, we project them for 1.9 walks. You're getting a great price on Prize Picks. Again, if anything ever pops up on the EV optimizer for the pick-em apps, it's usually a phenomenal play. Karl-Anthony Towns, what in the world? This has been a lock and load bet. Why is it only 12.5? I bet it's 13.5 on other places. Nope. What do we project them for? We project them for 13.6. What am I missing? Just because it's the Thunder? Oh, my. The math backed it up. The trends back it up. Back it up, back it up. Let me begin. What's up, Javier? Do you have a YouTube channel? Yes. My Sparry Edge and My Sparry Picks. I got 2 channels. You're grateful for the amount of info we provide. Love that. Appreciate you. This is only my second MLB season, even knowing players, and I'm able to make plays on MySpire with zero knowledge and just betting on the math. Yeah, math, models, and money, man. Follow the monies, use the models, and use the math. Yeah, check out the Donuts Picks channel. I already posted it this morning, nice and early. Yeah, I know. And listen, because I brought it up on the show, he's gonna hook at 12. You can basically book that right now, no doubt about it. Oh, we got some MLB plays here. Let's take a look. Larice. Luis Morales for the Athletics on the road against Toronto. Yesterday, the only outs play we bet on was Eduardo Rodriguez against the Dodgers, over 13.5 outs on underdog, I think, and that one cashed. Luis Morales here, minus 135. Bally is, decently available. So is Bet Rivers and Hard Rock. They're all in play. And look at this. Oh my gosh. The sharpest prop book for MLB, Pinnacle, second sharpest, FanDuel, in my opinion. DraftKings is actually surprisingly sharp for MLB props. Yeah, that's a good one right there. So over. Now, again, it's Hard Rock, BetMGM. There's a lot of places. That's a nice one right there. Let's plug that one in for tracking. Kind of early. Connolly early. Somebody was talking about him earlier this morning. These are interesting plays, and I'll just throw this out here to you, okay? I'll throw this out to you. You know what? No, keep your money, bro. I don't want your tips. I'm serious. I do not want a tip jar on this channel. Like, I want to show up and I want to feed the industry. I get, like, nothing hurts me by lining your pockets on this show. At the very least, you come back to watch more shows, which is helpful for my impressions and my growth and my reach. Ultimately, is helpful for my business because people will ultimately check out the site. If I line your pockets, 20 of the 30 days you tune in over the course of a month, yeah, you might be sitting flush and be like, all right, I got enough money. Let me check out the site and do it on my own. Because if I can make this much money in 1 hour per day with donuts, how well will I do on my own for 24 hours a day? Like, I want to feed you. That's my goal. I don't even care if you sign up. It's irrelevant. Long term, I'll be okay. But I'll know and I'll feel better that you're doing better and at least getting some better type of bets than, the freaking Twitter, the Twitter SEO nonsense. This player is afraid of playing in Houston. Like, I loathe the garbage I see on Twitter. Got to play this play over here on this pop-up sportsbook, this brand new exchange. Use my new code. It's referral hunting. It's money grabbing. It's grifting. It's shilling. It's nonsense. It's preying on people. I'm not going down this avenue. Anyways, my feelings about social media and betting. What's up, Jack? Getting ready to sign up for MySparty. The only difference between Sharp and Essential is that you get... Okay, so if you sign up for the Sharp Edge, you get the Sharp Money Radar, the DFS Optimizer, and then all new future things that I create. So if I create, for instance, we're making the Parlay Builder next. That's our next big hurdle we're going to clear, where you can enter parlays using math and the models across, 25 plus books, deep linked, everything, the normal stuff. That will go to the Sharp Edge product. Make sense? And the Essentials is like the way it's pitched. Essentials. If you sign up for the Essential Edge, these are the essential tools you need to have an edge against the sports books and apps. Come on, that's brilliant. Twitter's dangerous. Twitter insanity with these so-called cabarets. It can get nasty out there. You got to be careful. Just be careful. Donuts family versus Vegas. You guys are the best, man. I appreciate you. 700 people tuned in today is absurd. What a growth we've had. These weekend shows, I think we're going to have to lock in. People like showing up. Let's see what other MLB stuff I have. Not a lot of NBA right now that I'm interested in. Again, I'm just terribly uninterested in betting on the NBA. It's such a volatile sport right now. Denny Avdija playing his former team today. Traded from the Wiz to the Blazers a couple of seasons ago, over 25.5 points. You got good EV here. If you play it on BetMGM, minus 111. Let's see. FanDuel there? No. Penny, minus 127. And I don't know. I don't know how else to say, y'all. We were going to talk about this. Let me circle back to this. So you will see plays on EV optimizers. It is a horrible product, Metal Gamer. I'm so tired of the NBA. I am. I'm so tired. But I digress. You'll see plays like this. There's no right or wrong answer. I don't like playing a minus 159. I'm just not a huge fan. Will I do it from time to time? Basically only if the model has it as a top play. That's about the only time you'll ever see me dabble with odds that are like that. Other people will look at this and say, listen, I'll play a minus 180 if I got a 3% edge against the book. 2.4% edge at a minus 159. I don't care. An edge is an edge. Those edges, theoretically, should stack long term. Those edges will compound. A lot of people like to look at what the EV percentage is and essentially say, hey, 1,000 bets later, whatever my EV percentage average is across those 1,000 should be my ROI. I mean, that's the expected value. That's essentially how it works. I'm trying to layman's terms this. So, they're just stacking edges regardless of price. Minus 220, plus 140. It's all irrelevant to them. They just want the edge. So, I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying I don't. So, if I'm ever breezing through things, I mean, that's essentially why I'm doing so. Okay? All right. So, what are we doing parlay-wise, projections-wise today? Well, I think there's this is twofold here. So, first off, I kind of want to show you all something, and there's multiple ways to go about doing this. So let me go ahead and get the what am I looking for? I got a post from yesterday on X I want to show you because I was super excited about what was happening. It was nuts. It was nuts. Give me a moment. There it is. Okay. My apologies. Yapping as I'm scrolling. So yesterday posted, we post the model stuff. All right. I want you to see this for two reasons. All right. Number one, it made me start thinking about parlays. The top total changed since the show started. Well, automatic updates will do that, right? I think certain spots here across this, rather than grabbing 10 minus 300 lines for, parlay piece parlay, I'm more interested in doing something like this. Give me the Cardinals to win, Tampa to cover, and the over 7.5. Now, how many scores can you have that would be that? I mean, 5-4, 6-5, 7-6. Yeah, it's a narrow range, but because of that, you're going to get a plus 800, a plus 1,000. Do you remember doing this for the NFL season? And this is why I wanted to bring it back. Raise your hand, chat, right now, if you remember how many of the primetime parlays we fully cashed for plus 1,000, plus 1,200, plus 800. It was always in that range by simply doing the money line for the favorite, the spread cover for the underdog, and then grabbing the total on either side. I can't remember, just based on the model. Chat, I want you right now. I'm not making this up. We probably cashed out 15 or so of those over the course of the NFL season. And it was so freaking fun. Opto used to post those in his channel a lot, and I would start posting them to Discord as well at times when I would remember. But I saw this yesterday. I was like, oh my gosh, this is how I think I'll be parlaying this year. I see chat right now. Beautiful. Let's go. See? Let's go. That's what I needed. It ain't just me. A lot of people remember SGP parlays just like NFL. Yes, right? It hit me. When I saw this, I was like, okay, hold up. So I know people want me to hop on here and be like, bang out a million parlays. Well, I'm going to be real with you. I think you can on your own. And I actually like the ones that are to the unders because you can look at a situation like a lower scoring game. I feel like there's a higher probability of it being a closer score. 3-2, 2-1, 1-0, 4-3, right? 5-4. These are all under 9.5 runs. But if you're saying over 9.5, I mean, how often are two teams both scoring 7-6, 6-5, 8-7? Not a lot. Now, meanwhile, it happened yesterday. As you saw, one of them was over 8.5. The Texas and Philly, I think, finished 6-5 or something. I can't remember, but you saw it there. So I want you to think about that today. And when you're putting together your parlays, because I know you're all making them, you're right. The total changed. Milwaukee and Chicago over 7.5 total actually became the number one play. Very interesting. A lot of that has to do with when the lineups are confirmed, weather. There's a lot of different variables. But anyways, Rangers, yes, 6-5 win over Philly, right? Is that what it was? It was Rangers, money line, Philly, plus 1.5, over 9.5, something like that. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I think you get the concept. So multiple ways you could parlay. Hey, you can look at the best bets for the day based on the model. And again, they're going to change periodically based on the model because they update. They update hourly. The beauty of these brand new models that we have on the site, by the way, year 6 for these models, brand new delivery system is how I should phrase that. They're not brand new models. These have been around for 6 years, and there's a reason why we have quite an extensive history of success using them. And by the way, that success is visible on the player page, player projections, which, by the way, we have not even looked at yet. Let me get back to this. Quick history. You can go to the filters. You can view every single sport. Now, we are populating things. I don't think we've added 2026 yet for MLB. We'll add that soon. That's just, listen, we got a million things we're trying to do. We've got data going back to 2022 for certain sports. Some stuff during its inception we just never tracked, other than like, cheat sheets and stuff, Google Docs. And we didn't have a database, but we do now. And some of it goes back for thousands and thousands of bets. Yeah, what you're viewing today is the mobile view. Yeah. PC is pretty cool too. I mean, I'm just not using it. But PC looks like this as you click through. It's nice. It's nice. It's slick. It's easy to use. Doesn't matter what tool you're on. PC is great. Then there's this view, probably the most beautiful view. Come on. And then there's this one. This is pretty nice too. All I have to do when I switch to this one, though, is I have to format it for the screen. I don't know why you guys watch me. But I digress. Let's get back to this. So, parlay-wise, Brew Crew, Minnesota plus 1.5. Milwaukee and Chicago over 7.5 total. Grant Holmes over 4.5 strikeouts. Top strikeout play of the day. Bang. 4 legs. Super simple. Super simple. Like, why are we overthinking this? I want to make a parlay for a game. All right. Baltimore, money line. Twins, plus 1.5. Run the under 9.5. Give yourself a little leeway for a parlay instead of pushing that last leg. Texas, Philly, money line. Texas, 1.5. Over 7.5. That's Texas and Philly. So on and so forth. Going back and looking at yesterday, there were 4 games that cashed these. 4 that I had seen in the whatever that was, 10 that played. That's absurd. That's absolutely absurd. Like plus 600 to plus 1,400, depending on what you're looking at, especially if you start including, the strikeouts. All right. It tells you elite confidence rate in the under 9. So we go under 9.5 here. All right. So Baltimore money line, under 9.5 runs. Minnesota covers. So it's a close game. And both pitchers do pretty well with strikeouts. Bailey Ober, 5+. Shane Baz, 6+. Now, you want to alt them down because you're running out 5 legs? Fine. Bailey Ober, 4 strikeouts. Shane Baz, 5 strikeouts. Bang. You've got yourself like a plus 1,800. And all you did was use something that has been around for 6 years. The game has been simulated 10,000 times, and we simply show you the outcome, like the output. Like, I just want people to kind of simplify their approach to betting. Way too many people are just banging out like 45 leg parlays. Like, good luck, man. You're gonna miss something. It's always by a leg or two. You're gonna get smacked. I have no thoughts when it comes to betting. I just don't. The only sport that I really think in is NFL, because I think that you need to weigh a lot of different variables. I also had a plus 93 unit NFL season. It was my best ever this past year, so I'm not going to change how I went about it. But I think for these data steeped sports like NBA, kind of MLB for sure, where it's just so many metrics, advanced stats, and analytics. I think if you have a really good model that's been around for 6 years like ours has, I just take the thinking out of it. Like, I know they do great. Just use, like I have no thoughts on KC. I have no thoughts on Bobby Witt. I have no thoughts on Matt Olson. What do the projections say for them? Well, let's go look. How about that? Let's go look. I just thought of, as I'm doing the show, like an index where if I want to see a certain game, I just click that game and it jumps the page to it. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. All right. So Braves, score here projected for 4.5 to 3.2. So you got Atlanta, 69% confident. That's a strong confidence level. Very nice number. Under 8.5, you could run 55% confident. That's good. Both starting pitchers keep runs down. Model projects 7.7 total runs. KC covers plus 1.5. This is only a lean. KC keeps it within 1 run or wins outright in 51% of the games. That means you're going to have some volatility in this line. And, if you read those things, I think you can start to also fine tune exactly which parlays you want to run out there. And then, of course, Grant Holmes currently has the best strikeout projection of the day edge-wise. So I might be interested in including him. You only have a 0.3 strikeout edge here. So maybe Seth Lugo, you leave him out or you alt it down to like 3 or 4. I don't know. Do what you want with the information. What's the question? Oh, and then if we want to do player props, well, then I just go to the player projections and I can just search. Who are we searching? Bobby Witt. All right. Hits, runs, RBIs. You wanted to know? Oh, we didn't add that yet. So we have to add hits, runs, RBIs to the projections. Currently, you just have to add, which I don't like. But let me do it for you. 105, 112. That is 2.31. 2.31 HRR for Bobby Witt. I don't know what his line is. Is his line 1.5? That's 1.5. Yeah, it's a good play. We project for 2.31. So yeah, let us add those. I don't even want to do the other one, but I would absolutely. Wow, why is he only 1.5? That was like a clean number last season. Let me look at last year's data. Yeah, 62% of games. I mean, Bobby Witt Jr. is leadoff hitter on the road, so he gets top of the 9th upside. Potential MVP. Top 3 or 4 futures voting, futures odds for him this year. Leadoff hitter on the road is always a key for me. I mean, you're getting that top of the 9th most likely. That potential 5th at bat is phenomenal. So yeah, I like Bobby Witt over 1.5 HRR, and I'm not scared of the matchup at all. Like, what is there to be afraid of? We're not even facing an ace today. So, Grant Holmes is good, but he's the third starter for third man on the rotation for a reason. I think a lot of that has to do with, and you can ask Freak because he's the one inside the MySpur Edge chat. You can just tag him with your cues. He's the one that has this all in his mind where it's, and he's like, well, if it's above a 60% and there's a separation between team 2 and 3, like, just ask him. I simply just go by what he gave me here. Top pick, shaded green, and then 60% confidence. He put these little numbers next to him. So this tells me Minnesota plus 1.5. 65% of the simulations, Minnesota covered or won. And then that was the highest frequency. Like, that's all I use. I don't care about anything else. I really approach betting in simple ways. I follow the math, I follow the money, I follow the models. The new update is so slick for the game model. Yeah, I mean, this is going to change things. I honestly think so. And think about it this way too. This is the first iteration, right? Like, think about the entire product that I've provided you now, and think about where it started and where it is now. Think about where it started to where it is now, and then keep that in mind when you're looking at the simulation page here, how it started and where it could be. I'm super pumped. I had every intention to come on for only 30 minutes today. We're 53 minutes in. Kind of nuts. 53 minutes in today. We've got 800 people, 880 that's tuned in. 150 still watching on YouTube an hour later. Thank you. If you're still on YouTube right now, could you hit that like button and make sure you subscribe? I want to make sure you come back another day tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. I'll be back at 9 a.m. You can count on me. I ain't going anywhere. PCA for the Cubs. Same thing. I just don't think. I would just use projections. I'm very excited to show you how the projections have been doing too, because they're great. Strikeout projections on the season. I didn't see yesterday's results. I didn't track them, and I haven't spoken with Freak. They'll all be on the site here soon, but they were 28-9. Strikeout projections were 28-9 heading into yesterday. That's all grades that were A's and B's, so no C's, just A's and B's. 28-9. Friggin' great. The strikeout play of the day, 4-0. 4-0 on the season. Last season's strikeout play of the day had over a 70% win rate, to the point where in the middle of the summer, we all decided let's run 3 units on every single play of the day. And we did that for like a 2-month stretch until NFL came back around. That was so exciting. That was so exciting. The grades are only available on the site because they auto update. So a guy who's an A+ might be an A- later based on projections, things like that. Yep, it's on the projections page, Rava. You just sort them, and they filter automatically. We really made a slick product. We took all the thinking out. You want to see the best walk props? Select walks, and it sorts by them. Like, so simple, bro. June, I made 68 units last year. Just insane. Yeah, I mean, those 3-unit bets were absurd. They were absurd. We had, I think in June is when we started, and they went like 25-5. Like, it was a crazy month. Don't sleep on the other pitcher props, Metal Gamer says. 3 of the categories were positive, especially earn run props. Cool. Cool. Same thing. Game lines are number ordered. I guess they're not sorted when you go to the page. Like, let me show you. The summary. Go to the summary and like, number 1, Portland money line today, the best money line for NBA. Only thing about these is you got to be mindful of odds. What are the odds for OKC today? That's probably, minus 8.5. So they're probably like what, minus 220 or so. Portland heavily favored. Boston and Charlotte. No Jaylen Brown. Boston won in 66% of games. Okay. Well, they're favored too. The over 250.5 was the number one. This occurred in 94% of the games? Wow. Listen, I just don't like the NBA at this point, but that's interesting. I'm going to be honest with you. I have not tracked a single day of the NBA since launching. 1,000 likes and Donut shines his head for the next live show. Wink, wink. I have no clue. I have no clue how these have been doing. I don't know. They could have been sweeping. I wouldn't even know. You guys can tell me if you've been doing it. All right. Let's hope we avoid the Sunday scaries. Yeah, no joke. Sundays can be an absolute nightmare. Gotta be careful. NBA is absurd. I mean, you got to have a stomach made of steel to bet on NBA in the final 15, 20 games of the year. Just an awful product on display. Listen, we have swept in back-to-back days. I can't imagine we sweep for a third. I got nothing that says we won't. I just want people to be mindful. Please just be mindful. It's early in the season. We've had just the most absurd success that has driven so many people to the show, to Twitter, signing up on the site. And they've had a great first week of MLB because of it. And it's been wonderful. But I'm always scared at like that first bad day that people are overextended. Like, you always got to bet within your means. Doesn't matter how good things have been. The pendulum swings back and forth, my friends. So right now it's way up high. It's everyone's riding high. It's exciting. We're all making tons of money. Parlays sweeping left and right. 7-2 on the straight pick bets on Friday. 4-0 last night. We had 4-0 on the top picks for the MLB both Friday and Saturday as well. Like, It's been absurd. But just like it never is, it never remains. That's not how betting works. So please, please, please be careful. I don't want to pretend that everything's a lock and load. You know, you're always going to profit no matter what. Like, no, not at all. It's going to be further than the truth. Thank you all for watching today. I don't want to leave with so many people viewing the show right now, but it's time. It's time. I got life to take care of. Again, I'm live tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. Betting Tools, my site, my product, launched March 11th. Join up. Give it a look. See if it's for you. I'm here usually every day, 9 a.m. Eastern. And then, of course, we're getting Sunday and Saturday shows now. I'll do it again this upcoming week. You can see me inside the Discord chat anytime. Just at me, DFSnDonuts in chat, and I'll be there for you to answer questions, help you out to use the product, because I want everybody to be able to make money regardless of whether I am doing it for you. I want you to learn so much that you never need me. That's my goal. Why wouldn't I want that? I want you to be able to be armed with all of these professional tools to go out there and profit on your own using math, following the sharp money, and using the models. And if I can get you to some type of baseline that allows you to be confident and to think through things logically and be a solid, disciplined bettor, then you could go make money without any other capper out there, any show, any other tool, and that's the goal. So anyways, I love you all. Appreciate you. Thank you for watching. If you could do me a huge favor, like the video on the way out, retweet again if you're on X, subscribe on YouTube, the second channel for me. And then, of course, if you grab that link, say hi. If you join up, say hi inside Discord, my friends. Let's get paid.